Hi everyone, this is Warren. Welcome to Dynasty Decoded. Last time, we talked about how Emperor Yao decided to appoint Gun to take over Kongren's flood control efforts. But at that moment, Gun was still at home, spending time with his wife and children, completely unaware that fate was about to call his name. So now, let's shift our focus to Gun and turn the clock back just a little. Gun has a wife named Nuxai. One day, while walking by a river, she notices something glowing in the water. She walks closer and sees a stone, about the size of an egg. It shines like a pearl. Curious, she thinks, maybe this is something valuable. My husband is well educated, he can take a look. So she picks it up and heads home. She's in a great mood, humming to herself and wondering what kind of treasure she's just discovered. Then, out of nowhere a blazing fire meteor streaks past her. Now, what exactly is a fire meteor? Simply put, it's a meteor that hasn't completely burned up before reaching the ground. Unlike the shooting stars we normally see high in the night sky, this thing is much closer to Earth and surrounded by blazing flames. That's why it's called a fire meteor. Nuxai is so caught up in her excitement, that she doesn't notice it at all until it's right on top of her. She panics and falls flat on the ground. Now she's covered in dirt. She gets up and looks at herself. Wow, I'm a mess. If I go home like this, Gun's definitely gonna lecture me. So she starts dusting herself off. But since she's still holding the stone, it's a little inconvenient. So she casually pops it into her mouth. Yeah, not the best idea. After she finally cleans herself up, she tilts her head back, ready to take the stone out. But somehow, the stone slips straight down her throat. She swallows it. Completely stunned, she just stands there in shock. I mean, who wouldn't be a stone the size of an egg? How does that even happen? But hey, this is mythology. Let's not overthink it. That night, she has a strange dream. A man appears and tells her, I am the White Emperor of Venus. My name is Yu. I couldn't bear to see people suffering from the Great Flood, so I came to the human world as a spirit stone. But as soon as I arrived, you picked me up and swallowed me. Then he says, maybe it's fate. I'll be your child. When she wakes up, she tells Gun everything. The stone, the meteor, the dream. Gun listens and says, don't worry. This sounds like a good omen. If you're really pregnant, this child will be extraordinary. And sure enough, not long after, she is. As the due date approaches, Gun asks her, what should we name the child? Nuxai says, in my dream, he said his name was Yu. Why don't we just call him Yu? Gun nods, then says, that's a great name. But since it's a divine name, it might be too much for a child to carry. How about this, we call him Yu, but also give him a personal name, Wenming. She agrees. And soon after, she gives birth to a baby boy. His name, Si Wenming. Also known as Yu. Since Gun is highly educated, he personally takes charge of Yu's upbringing. Life goes on peacefully, until Yu turns 6. One day, a group of officials suddenly arrive at Gun's home. Gun asks, who are you, what do you want? They reply, we're here under Emperor Yao's orders to invite you to take charge of flood control. Gun bursts out laughing, I told Yao a long time ago, Kongren's method wouldn't work. Without me, there's no way they can solve this problem. But did they listen? No. And now look at the mess. In the end, they still have to come to me, to clean it up. So, will Gun accept? Of course. This is his moment. But his wife is worried. She says, maybe you shouldn't go. The political world is dangerous. You've been out of it for so long, why go back? Gun gets a little annoyed. What are you talking about? The people need me. Of course I'm going. And besides, I've always said this problem can only be solved by me. If I don't go now, people will think I'm all talk. So in the end, he decides to go. Before leaving, Young Yu asks, Dad, how are you going to stop the floods? Gun smiles and says, with levees. Yu is shocked, levees, isn't that the same method Kongren used? Didn't you say that wouldn't work? Gun replies, on the surface, it's the same. But when different people use the same method, the results can be completely different. Then he adds, "Don't worry. Stay here with your mother and wait for my good news." Seeing the doubt in Yu's eyes, Gun says one more thing. "Actual, I do have a secret weapon. But I can't tell you yet. Once I succeed, you'll understand." And just like that, Gun accepts Yao's command and sets out on his journey to control the floods. But the question is, can he really pull it off? How would the story unfold? We'll have to wait until next time to find out. Thanks for coming to my show. I hope you enjoyed today's story. See you next time.